All right, now we move into one of my favorite parts of the first Avengers movie, which is Loki's appearance in Stuttgart, Germany. Uh, which is completely done as a distraction designed to ultimately bring down the Avengers. But in the level format, here we get to see Iron Man for the first time. Iron Man for the first time in the Avengers story, and he and Captain America are the two characters that you get to use here. The Iron Man suit that you're given is the Iron Man Mark 6. And this is where you start to see the differences between the Iron Man suits in this game and the Iron Man suits in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. In LEGO Marvel Superheroes, the Iron Man Mark 6 suit was limited in its abilities. It did not have the ability to use the cutting laser. And as you noticed, when we went to the Iron Man suit selection screen, one of the oddities of this game just showed up. And that is that since the first level of the game was an Age of Ultron level, you already have access to the Iron Man Mark 43 suit. And so if you wanted to, here in the story mode, you could select a suit that, is several generations away from the suit that Iron Man has now. And the Iron Man Mark 43 suit would give you access to reinforcements. So you could bring in Iron Legion, again, another idea that did not exist at the time of the first Avengers. And what's happening now is I'm not able to ride a bicycle. Basically, you ride the bicycle and it takes you over to that, you can see it there, that mini kit. And I also had problems getting off of the bicycle, because that's really the reason I have not yet confronted Loki is because, again, I'm trying to hunt studs after we did a good job of hunting studs in the first part of the level, which was back on the helicarrier. So I'm having trouble getting off the bicycle right now. But so I tried to get Loki to knock me off the bicycle, and ultimately that's what works. Loki breaks the bicycle, and this is how you hit Loki to start with. Loki will try to control one of the characters using, the end of his staff like he did against Captain America in the movie, and then you hit him with the other character. Then another thing Loki likes to do is create sort of Thunderdome with with all of his images, and you just have to kill all the Lokis to figure out where the real one is. And Loki was nice enough to make a Loki statue there. And he will seize control of the crowd and use them to attack you, which is again why I recommend staying as Iron Man for most of this level. The long distance attacks that he's got with his repulsors, and the melee combos that Iron Man gets are a little bit more easier to control than the melee combos that Captain America uses. So you might consider using him for that reason too. But for the sake of getting rid of the people and just blowing up all the Lego studs quicker, I'm sticking around as the Iron Man Mark 6. And again, you could be the Iron Man Mark 43. In theory, that would be a better suit, but for what you're doing here, I don't really think that you're gaining much. And my experience is that the Iron Legion reinforcements get in your way just as much as they help you. If the game used a system with the reinforcements like the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens does, with its general mechanic, then maybe it would be more worthwhile to bring in extra shield agents or the Iron Legion. But, again, I'm a big fan of the Mark VI suit, just because I'm sort of have a special place in my heart for the Iron Man 2 movie, where the Mark VI suit is introduced, and the ideas and the new elements Tony has to derive based on the ideas of his father hidden in a model. That I thought was pretty cool. And the fact that they didn't ultimately go back to the idea of what exactly the element was and whether it was affecting anything else, I thought was a missed opportunity, which I guess could still come back for Infinity War. But anyway. Now we're going to destroy the payphone, because no one needs to be making a paid phone call in Germany anyway. And here is a shield station. As you can see, both Iron Man and Captain America can activate the shield monitor. Like all shield monitors, this one also has a Hydra input. But obviously in the story mode, you don't have access to any Hydra characters at this point. No, Captain America's strange storyline in the recent Marvel comics doesn't help. It doesn't count. Now we're just going to keep doodling around here, blowing up stuff. Here's a car that we need Ultron to blow up. And obviously we're not going to be unlocking Ultron for a very long time, so it's going to be a while before we come back to that. The Iron Man Mark VI can fly, of course. You have to do more than just jump in order to get the flying to activate. And like all the Iron Man suits now have the ability to launch quickly into the air if you hold down long enough. So now we're gonna start screwing around with some of Loki's stuff and get closer to fighting Loki again. It's never quite clear what the relative strength of these characters are to each other. Sometimes they seem about equal, and then sometimes sometimes it seems like some are just so much stronger than the others. So, having Iron Man and Captain America fight Loki, you don't know really who has the advantage in a straight-up fight here, because Loki surrenders rather easily as part of his scheme. And the only time you really see Loki fight somebody man on man is the Incredible Hulk. And of course, that's not going to end well. You can see the Captain America, every time Iron Man moves near Captain America when enemies are around, you can see that we've earned enough combo or whatever to activate the Avenger team-up move. Each Avenger group or pairing from the first two movies has a different team-up move. I think I've just mentioned this before, whereas there's a generic team-up move that characters who aren't Avengers in the movies can do with each other or with the Avengers. Right, so there's the signal for the Iron Man suit to do something technological. Unfortunately, I'm trying to get the B button. And yeah, I successfully got the team-up move between Iron Man and Captain America to slice through some Loki clones, but you notice that they're clones. I mean, they're shadows. They're not real, so it really didn't do me any good. I finally managed to activate the thing, which told me where the real Loki was. So then he subdues us one more time. Here comes Cap. And now we've got Loki, and we're going to take him back to the helicarrier and find out what he's up to. And I'll see you then.